What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be going over my 2013 Subaru WRX STI. So you might be wondering, what happened to the black one? Well, I did sell the wagon so that I was able to afford to buy this car. I actually got it from a pretty good friend and he sold it to me at a really good deal, so I couldn't pass on it. I had to get rid of the black car in order for me to get this one. So this is the 2013 STI and it's actually in the hatch. So I actually wanted one of these cars for a pretty long time. I just never had it in my mind that I could afford one, just because they're holding pretty steady value on Craigslist and pretty much all over the US. So I've actually had this car for probably 2 to 3 weeks now, and I've been driving it a little bit here and there. I sold the black car today, so now this is gonna be my daily driver. So I'm already starting to notice some really cool features on here that I didn't really know about before I bought the car. So I'm gonna go over some of those today. So on the interior of the 13 STI, you get these really cool like Alcantara seats. Pretty nice bolstering on both sides with this nice red stitching. Super cool. As well as you get the 6-speed. I'm not a big fan of the reverse lockout because it's kind of a pain to get to. So like if you're in one-handed, you're shifting like this, whatever, or like this, you kind of have to grab it, push it up, and then push it way over. It's not like super quick maneuver. You can't like push it down or pull up like a lot of cars. So it's just something to get used to that I didn't really notice beforehand. Another thing that I'm starting to notice too is the gears are super short, obviously because that's the 6-speed instead of the 5-speed, which I had and I'm used to. So it's just gonna take some time getting used to that. A lot of people do recommend that I just start in second. I'm not sure because the car kind of has trouble getting off the line like that, so I'm probably just going to continue using first. Another thing which I'm still learning how to use, it's super cool. I think this is the smart intelligent drive thing. So we got like sport and then sport sharp, and then if you push you get intelligent mode, which I think is just like adjust, like it's auto basically. It runs pretty smooth in the intelligent, so I just drive around that. And then I have controls of the center diff. I can actually lock it, which I'm still trying to figure out how that happens or what it does when it is locked. I feel like it locks, it feels like the front diff is a lot stiffer. We got heated seats, which is gonna be super helpful when I'm going up to the snow and I have the snowboards, and Alex and I are gonna be shredding. Another thing is there's actually like a ton of room in this car. I was able to put the OEM roof racks in here just to kind of see how much room is actually going on back here, and I can fit snowboards no problem. It honestly seems like from the back to the back of the front seats, it's the same length that it was as the wagon. So that's pretty cool. That way I feel comfortable throwing snowboards and whatnot back here. Another really cool feature about this car, it's got some pretty cool brakes in the back as well as the front. We got 4 piston brakes up front and then the single in the rear with some nice like 100 spoke wheels. Definitely gonna be a pain to clean. And moving over to the engine bay, of course, it's not an STI without the red intake manifold. Looks absolutely stunning. This engine bay is really clean for how many miles are on this car. Quite a bit of miles at 144,000 miles, so it's definitely has been used in the past 6 years. So I guess now I should start talking about some of the future plans for this car, what it's going to be, what the build direction is. Am I bagging it? Is it going to stay static? Am I going to drop a built engine into it? I don't know. Honestly, I will most likely keep it a daily driver for the next few years. I'm going to be modifying it very minimally. Probably just some things to improve the handling, maybe get an access port, just like lightly tune the car. Nothing too crazy. I don't want to switch turbos at the start. So I want to finish the build on the Audi, get that thing squared away, and then we can move on to the STI. So on this car, there are some damages here and there. Kind of not too noticeable unless you get really close to the car. So first, this license plate, I don't know what happened to it, but we're getting new ones. It's like, oh, it's so broken. Anyway, moving on, we got this crack in the front bumper, so I'm definitely gonna address that. Might look for a used bumper on Craigslist or some wrecked car, we'll see. Another thing is, I don't know what happened, but there are rock chips all over this car. It was the previous owner's daily driver, so just gonna be living with that. Another thing back here, okay, there's a bird poop, that's great, is we don't have an STI badge. I don't know why, but we need to throw an STI badge on here. The exhaust tips are absolutely small. They look like a 1998 Honda Civic, I swear. Super tiny. And for the next thing, there's like a chip right here, which is starting to rust. So I definitely need to address that, get some touch-up paint, fix the rust, so that is not there anymore. And I think that's pretty much it. There's nothing like super, oh, just kidding. We got one more. We got a big scratch here, no paint on the bumper, no bueno. So definitely need to fix that too. And then the car is pretty much looking good for a 6-year-old car. I'm really stoked on it. The interior is super awesome with the Alcantara, like I mentioned before. So for the exterior of the car, I think that's the first thing I'm gonna start modifying. I do wanna get some side skirts. I would like to get a front lip as well. The boys at Basin R, I think I'm gonna go get in contact with them and check out a lot of their products over in San Jose. So I want to get those things first, make the car look a little more aggressive. The next thing I would like to do is most likely an access port. There is like a little bit of boost lag. I don't know if that's normal, but I kind of want to tune the car, get maybe a pro tune on it, and just leave it like stage 1, just so I can daily drive it and enjoy the car a little bit more than it is from stock. So these white headlights definitely need to be changed. Definitely need to be blacking out the back of the housing so that it looks a little more aggressive, a little more sporty. It kind of blends in with the grill a little better, as well as the tail lights. So these tail lights are gonna be getting like the film that I see on a lot of the STIs and WRXs, where it's like a red bar across the outside. I really like that. This white kind of looks cheap, and it just looks like a base Impreza, just like the badge. A big dream of mine, if I ever owned one of these cars, is I want one of those like crazy aggressive hatch spoilers that just like stands like up here and is like chassis mounted, super crazy. This freaking fly. So I'm having one mechanical issue. Maybe someone out there has had the same thing or knows what's going on. But sometimes when I'm on a hill and the hill assist locks on and I go to put it in first, let the clutch out, and I'm on the gas, basically like trying to accelerate, the hill assist is still holding the car back. It's kind of weird, and then like maybe a second or two later, it'll just randomly drop, and then the car takes off like I launched it, which I didn't mean to. So if someone out there is having the same issues, please let me know. So a lot of people probably wonder why the STI badge here and there are pink, and what I was looking up and what I have found as a fun fact, I might be wrong, but please correct me if I am, is that pink was a time of renewal is what that means, and it usually means it's springtime in Japan, and that's when the cherry blossoms were blooming. So the pink, spring, renewal, STI. So another thing that I noticed about this car, I was looking everywhere while I was driving, I was like, oh my god, STI, oh my god, STI. So there's like a ton of badges of STI on this car. So I walked around the car, inside and outside, and I tried to look for one in the engine, but I didn't find one. But so far I counted 15 STI badges within the car and the outside of the car. So I think that's the max that I found, but if someone has a higher number, let me know where. So I'm gonna go around and point out all the ones that I found. Two of them aren't on the car because the original owner took them off, so I'm counting those two. So we got 1 in the grill, 2 on the fender, 4 on the wheels, 1 on the steering wheel, 1 on the dash, 2 in the door sills, 2 on the seats, and then we got 1 in the middle by the shift knob. We have 1 supposed to be on the hatch as well, and I think that adds to 15. So if anybody can find more, please let me know, because it's kind of crazy that they put 15 or plus STI badges on this car. That was not planning on that. All right, so this car is perfect for road trips because pillow, maybe a mat because this is like really hard on my freaking hips right now, a little blanket, and you're good to travel across the country. Whew. So as you can see, you can basically fit anything back there. I plan on first throwing my mountain bike, maybe go on some bike trips, definitely snowboards, and tons of luggage in case I'm going on a road trip to San Diego, LA, whatever. but I'm super stoked for the journey with the STI. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, anything I should do to the car, any sort of maintenance things I should look out for, please let me know in the comments below, as well as check out my Instagram over here. I'll be posting up updated photos of this car as well as the Audi. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.